Out and about today looking for signs of spring. Figured I'd put a little more pollen sub out for these bees. I think they've just about gotten trained. Well, the bees really cleaned up this tray. There they are. See how quick they find it. Kind of feels like it might rain. I don't want to put too much of this out. So it looks like, and this may be why they're not really all that super interested in the pollen sub. Look at that girl. See if she can make it in. She's loaded down. So I don't know what they're on. Maybe mahonia. I did see some mahonia blooming. They're bringing in pollen. Now that looks like maybe some maple. Yeah, something. We got a little pollen flow going. Coming in so loaded down and missing the landing board. This weather is just wild, wild. It is the first week in January. This year is really looking like it's going to be similar to what happened about 3 years ago. So 2023, we had some similar weather. Last year it was real cold. There was snow on the ground this week and all the way into next week, middle of January. But this year is not looking like that. So looking like we're going to have a little bit of an early spring. These bees are really enjoying it. Yeah, here's a nice big old red maple. Can't really tell what it's doing. I'm gonna go look around, see if we can see any other signs of spring. Here's a mahonia, just out here in the woods. Got a few buds on it. A few flowers starting to open. Looks like the deer might have been nibbling on it too. Let's see what else we can find. Crocus trying to poke their way through. Henbit or dead nettle? I never can tell the difference. Not blooming yet though. At least not this one. Well, here's a mahonia over by the transformer. It's blooming. Nobody's visiting it right now though. Winter honeysuckle's blooming. That thing smells awesome. No bees though. Wonder where they are. It's going to be time to gather up all the swarm traps and get them ready. I don't even know if I can remember where I put them all. So I got 3 real nice red maples this bee pasture up here. 2, 3. I don't see anything really happening with them yet. See if I can get a little closer. It looks like there may be some activity. I can see a few flying around up there, and looks like maybe there's some blooms starting to open. Hard to tell from down here. There's definitely bees checking them out. Interesting. This is one right behind the honey house. I like to keep my eye on it. It usually blooms a little later. And it's still looking pretty tight. Nothing yet. I try to get some video of this. It's January the 8th. This is a red maple that's blooming. And there are honeybees. They're up there working it. This is one of the red maples I like to keep an eye on. It is reliably early every year. Right here at the Circle K, Highway 78. Spring is springing. First week in January, I've got these sugar bricks, I guess. Well, they were supposed to be fondant, but I think they turned out more like sugar bricks. I'm not sure if the bees are needing them or what, so it's a nice warm day, 71 degrees out here this afternoon. But I'm gonna go ahead and suit up and take a look at these. At least pop the lid, maybe look in here and see what kind of brood they got. I expect that they're probably raising a little bit of brood with the kind of temperatures that we've been having. I'm a little concerned because there is a good chance that come the end of the month we are going to get some really cold weather, maybe polar vortex kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't think they know. It's kind of hard to tell 3 weeks out, but I'm going to get in here and take a look because hard to know what to do if I don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my jacket today just because it's kind of nice out, but sometimes the bees are feisty on days like this. All right. So we'll pop the lid, and still looking pretty strong. Looks like we got a good bit of honey in this box. Pull it off. Yep, that looks good. Those bees look pretty strong. Let's see if we got any brood. where in the world they're bringing in nectar from, or from what? Maybe Elaeagnus? I don't know. Look like a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty wild. They got a fair amount of nectar in there. Fair amount of pollen right there. All right. So there's a good bit of brood. Capped. Look at that. Both sides. That is a lot of capped brood. At least on that one sheet. A little bit right there on that side. She's laying it up. Got larvae. Same on this side. So there's a brood on 2 frames right there. That tells us a little something. And they still got plenty of honey to move up into. Should be laying in there pretty soon. See a little bit of pollen. Looks like getting stored on the edge. That'll be on the edge of the brood nest. Yeah. Looking pretty good. That one's a little lighter. Got some brood. There's our queen right there. Of course, she's not marked, and I don't have a pin on me. All right. Little colony we're trying to baby through. Maybe they'll make it. Seeing something down in there. Doesn't look quite right. Let's find out what it is. Is it wax moth? Sure is what it looks like. I'll be dang. Wax moth. A lot of them. A lot of wax moth. Well, there's a queen. She's on that frame, of course. She's a little one. The wax moth over here. Really caused a problem. She made it on there. Yeah, these bees are... Is that who I think it is? Get up there. That was a drone. Huh. Some drones in here. This box just doesn't look that great. Be surprised if they make it all the way to spring. Man. Ants. I wonder if they've already moved up in here. packing that with pollen. She's gonna have plenty of room to lay. Well, there's some brood. A little ball of it. There's our queen. Let's get her back in here. There's a little ball of brood. How did I miss marking my queens? Oh, that one's heavy. Yeah. That's a lot of brood. A couple of frames. All right. Well, I'm definitely looking at an early spring. That's a heavy box. All right. Well, we'll wrap this video up from the front porch of the honey house. It looks a lot like it did 3 years ago, 2023, when we had a real warm start to January. I was looking at my notes, and we had queen cells at the beginning of February, and then we got a lot of cold weather for February and the beginning of March, and it really kind of threw a curveball at things. What I'm seeing is we got a little bit of a pollen flow and maybe a nectar flow starting up. The beginning of some red maples, the very earliest ones, are starting to pop loose. So probably have to really keep an eye on stores, make sure that bees don't run out of food. Seeing some brood in the boxes. Yeah, everything's off to a good start for 2026. It's going to be time to really be thinking about swarm traps and get some new traps put together and round up all the traps that I've got out there and make sure they're cleaned up and got some bait comb and put some lure together. Pretty excited about that. That's going to be a fun project. So looking forward to it. Obviously, I'll document it and we'll put it on YouTube, and you can follow along with us. If you like what you're seeing, you know what to do, and we will see you in the next one.